he understands. He's got an army of consultants working for him who tell them कि भाई अगर यहाँ 10 रुपए लगाओगे तो 100 बनाओगे 5 साल बाद. That is the reason he's investing into this section. I'm going to move ahead. In case you want more discussion, I'm happy, but I'll move ahead.
Ma'am, one more question.
Yes,
Vishakha again. Ma'am, my question to you is, like, right now we're talking about a lot of technology, like Google and Facebook and Netflix and Amazon. My question to you is, like, something like agriculture. For example, if I want to become an entrepreneur whose interest is in agriculture. Now, I know technology. I know that there are challenges in agriculture, but the farmers, how do I train them? Because right now we are moving into like you are futuristic in the same way, even I am futuristic. I want to grow plants in air. But the problem is that how do I make my farmers who have never known about this technology equip themselves with that? Like something like aeroponics. Something like Kimball Musk is doing.
आपकी बात सही है विशाखा, बट जब आप बात करती हैं एग्रीकल्चर की तो उसमें भी डिजिटल ही लोग एम्बेड कर रहे हैं. So I'll tell you I know at least 4 startups on my fingertips. In fact, one of them has written to invest in a startup. एक B2B मार्केट प्लेस बनाया है खाद पे और बेटर टेक्नोलॉजी पे. तो किसानों को भी अभी मोदी जी ने क्या किया, जो नया आपका बिल आया है उसमें भी एक मार्केट प्लेस क्रिएट करने जा रहे हैं. तो आप अगर किसानों को भी जोड़ना चाहेंगे तो किसानों को भी डिजिटली लिटरेट होना है. उसमें कितने भी इनोवेटिव मॉडल निकाल लीजिए, आप B2B मॉडल निकाल लीजिए, पढ़ाने का मॉडल निकाल लीजिए, OTT चैनल निकाल लीजिए किसान को पढ़ाने का. बट मुद्दे की बात ये है कि एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप तो डिजिटल ही होके रहेगी. अब अगर किसान को लैपटॉप पे लॉगिन करना नहीं आता या मोबाइल पे लॉगिन करना नहीं आता तो उसके लिए सर्वाइवल मुश्किल है. तो जब मैं आपसे बोलूं डिजिटल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप,
more trend which will again Deepa ji will emerge is the kind of a corporate farming or contract farming.
Correct.
Wherein the farmers will give their lands for the contract farming. Absolutely. And that is something which has been encouraged into the recently passed agriculture bill. And farm produce, which is there. Earlier, there used to be a trader who is going to buy on a very cheap rate and then they are going to sell it. So mediator was making a money. Now that mediation already got eliminated. E-mandis and all the e-auctions
will be there.
Will have a space, and there is going to be a commodity exchange, like a share and stock exchange. There is going to be a commodity exchange.
Absolutely, sir.
This is the future which I can foresee. Those who can make this.
So can I just, I'm sorry to interrupt. Yes, sir. So, but commodity exchange already exists. Like if you want to invest in whether it's steel, iron or anything, like it's already there. You can invest to even these, nowadays these stock exchange accounts also have this commodity exchange option. You can opt for that also.
When I'm talking about commodity exchange, I'm agri-based. Sorry, I should be more specific. Agri-commodity. Agriculture-based commodity.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, agri-based commodity.
So
my objective was to highlight the agri-commodity products.
और मैं बड़े मजे की बात बताती हूँ. इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ फॉरेन ट्रेड में मेरा सब्जेक्ट स्पेशलाइजेशन कमोडिटी ट्रेडिंग में है सर. बट मैं विशाखा, आपने जो सवाल पूछा वापस आऊंगी. सर ने भी बहुत अच्छा इनपुट दिया उन्नत जी ने कि देखिए आप कोई भी इनोवेटिव मॉडल किसी भी सेक्टर में लीजिए. मैं सिर्फ एग्रीकल्चर नहीं बोल रही, टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं बोल रही, मैं वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट में बोल रही हूँ. मैं आप कुछ भी उठा लीजिए, आपको डिजिटली इनोवेट करना है. बात हो रही है कि अपॉर्चुनिटी डिजिटल लिटरेसी में ढूंढेंगे हम. तो किसान के साथ B2B मार्केट लगाएं या हम एक स्टॉक एक्सचेंज एग्रीकल्चर का क्रिएट कर लें. यू नो, द आइडिया इज डिजिटल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. And when I say digital entrepreneurship, I mean agriculture, waste management, manufacturing, retail. I am the tech background person, so I'm talking tech, but I do acclimatize and read a lot of waste management entrepreneurs. I've spoken in bricks. So this is it. And I'm going to go smooth the next 5-7 minutes and I'm happy to do questions. Lovely. I love the engaging inputs. This guy, I know you know everything, but look at this guy. Microsoft, Virgin Atlantic, I'm sure you know more than me, how these guys have innovated ourselves with iClouds and, you know, you name it, the different markets that they've created for cloud conversion. Another thing, very interesting, Baiju, somebody said, Ravindran becomes one of India's youngest billionaire, just incepted 7-8 years ago. Look where is he, because he's identified the opportunity in digital training and skill development for students. He saw an opportunity, like what I said, and he's doing wonders. What if there was an application you wanted to build and it just picks up? Look at this guy, Ritesh Agrawal. I'll refer to the next slide. So a very interesting story, but the best thing was this.
Deepaji, if we go to Ritesh, let's take a pause at a Baiju. Sorry, you are delivering talk and I am intervening too much. No, but Baiju has taught us that there is a space in education sector and edutech application he has developed. Correct. But now currently, there are more than 15 segments only in edutech sector.
Correct.
And these 15 sector startups are creating their space. Correct. And more than 100 such startups are coming up.
Correct.
And for edutech sector, we have a very sound, promising future. Correct. Because the sector is going to approach almost $1.94 billion in India. And for next 5 years, they are going to grow with more than 20-25% CAGR.
Absolutely.
That is the kind of scope which just one sector and one niche area is.
बिल्कुल सर, आप देखेंगे कि हमारा सर जो मोस्टली जो लोग हैं हमारे देश में 55 to 60% are youth. So we being the 5th top GDP in the world, the opportunity is tremendous. तो इसको सिंप्लीफाई करते हैं. Let's not think it, actualize it. कि इतना जबरदस्त कंजम्पशन पैटर्न एक देश में है. चाइना भी अपने एक्सपोर्ट्स पे डिपेंडेंट है यूएस पे कि भाई यूएस विल बाय, इंडिया विल बाय, तो आई राइज. We have a very strong consumption pattern because we have हमारा जो देश है कंज्यूम करता है, तो क्यों नहीं एक ऐसा आइडिया बनाते जो प्रोडक्ट सप्लाई करे. That is what the focus should be today. And one beautiful thing before I move to the next slide, Hyderabad startup Skyroot Aerospace, first private company to test rocket engine. So SpaceX ही नहीं, हमारे हिंदुस्तान में भी ऐसी कंपनियां हैं जो टेस्ला के पीछे पीछे या हमारे इलोन मस्क साहब के पीछे पीछे चलती हैं. There are people like us, they're thinking great ideas.
Ma'am, this is Tarana. Actually, you were very right about Indians. We are one of the biggest consumers out there. And I'll just give one example of a gaming sector like PUBG. And ma'am, they lost, it was banned in India after the Modi banned it. And 2 days lost, they occurred $34 billion. They occurred.
And the best part, और मैं बताऊं कि मेरा एक न्यूज़ में छोटा सा इंटरव्यू था जिसमें मैंने पहले कहा था, मैंने कहा अगर मोदी जी चाइनीज का ये हटाएंगे ना टिकटॉक तो कुछ तो होने वाला है. रिटेलिएशन आया है, बट मैं बताती हूँ. यूट्यूब गया तो रोपोसो जो इनमोबी का है उसको मिला 33 कितना, आई डोंट नो, 3 million और so many, I've forgotten the figure, but overnight jump, indigenous jump in our own application यूट्यूब के कंपैरिजन में. तो एक one thought मैं आप लोगों को दे रही हूँ जो कि मैंने बोला अपने व्यूअर्स को भी टीवी पे जब बात हुई थी. मैंने बोला कि गूगल को हम 17,000 करोड़ रुपया हर महीना हर साल देते हैं. क्यों देते हैं? फेसबुक को भी हजारों करोड़ रुपया देते हैं. क्यों देते हैं? Why do we not create something like China? They're so protected by our economy. Why do we not have something, an engine that we can procure on our own self? Baidu. Have you heard of that? One is Baidu, one is Baidu. So China is very protective about our economy. So where are your pros and cons? I come back to my presentation. Lovely, very interactive, but beach I'll keep speaking. Ritesh Agrawal had a fantastic idea. First question, is my idea sound enough and addresses a genuine problem? Is my idea good enough, or I only think it's good and it's good? No, we got to vet it. Second, do I have the aptitude and passion to drive this to its maximum potential? Will I have the vision, passion? What if I run out of funds? It has happened with me. And today, this is the first gathering. I must have done close to about 85 shows. First gathering that I'm saying that I've lost 2.5 crores. My accountant swindled the money. I had no money to pay salaries. But I'm standing here right in front of you. after 5 years. So I'm saying it's an ups and downs. Do I have the aptitude and passion to drive this? It's not a rosy game. It has its repercussions. How would I secure the funds? What is my competition like? What, and the best, the last but not the least, what is my unique differentiation? I may, start a glass company or a coding company. How am I going to differentiate? This is the biggest question that you may have. Look at this universe. AI startups in 2020. Of course, this is global. But why can't we start one?
Ma'am, can I add something?
Please.
This is Abhishek. So in the previous slide, can we add one more thing, that is my offering simple enough for the masses? What I mean to say is there have been a lot of startups which came and they went away because of their offerings were too complicated, or they for too complex for the Indian for the Indian audience or the Indian consumers.
Correct.
And you rightly mentioned that if we can if we can create enough for Indians, we don't have to look for elsewhere. So I think simplicity is one thing. Whatever the end product or the end offering has to be really simple. So that's just I wanted to add.
एक चीज और जो आपने बोला अभिषेक, इसको थोड़ी और एंटरप्रेन्योर भाषा में ऑटोमेशन बोला जाता है. तो मैं आपको छोटा सा एग्जांपल देती हूँ कि किसी भी चीज को ऑटोमेट कर दे हम. UI बहुत अच्छा हो, यूजर इंटरफेस, easy navigation, quick to click with the customers. What do you call that? You call an optimized and automated product. And that is what is going to thrive. So I have run a digital agency. I can tell you, I worked with almost 100+ applications, and I have also done sentiment analysis. One thing that has always stuck to us as application users and providers is that UI interfaces and automated interfaces will win the game in your language.
Ma'am, not just about automation, but the thing is how Ritesh Agarwal has solved one problem about the hospitality industry. So there are many gaps in Indian market which are yet unsolved. And I think having simple solutions for all of them, be in terms of consumer products, FMCG, or automation, is a big challenge, or is something which a lot of startups have to think through.
Correct. And one thing, that SoftBank had a tiff with this guy. So he's also has had his fair share of ups and downs. At one time he was a bacha, and the other time he thought the margins was skewing down, and there were objections from VCs, there were stake issues. So I have to delve that deep in the story. But how it originated was that he used to go at different gatherings, and he never used to get a hotel room at a discounted price. So I'll come to the basics. He identified an opportunity in the daily lives, and he solved it. He opened a chain of outlets, virtually integrated, an aggregator. He did a hospitality aggregator he opened. So that is the beauty of the game. Now I'll come back to this. Startups in 2020, AI startups. Well, I've worked with one or two, not many, but this is our universe globally. Why Indians can't get 5 or 6 to India? Yaar? Obviously, we are the hub. Go down Bangalore. I was in Christ College just about 15 days ago, month ago, sorry. And most of the software developers are sitting out of Bangalore. So it's just a matter of time. Learn Python and learn a few other things if you have an entrepreneurial passion. And I don't think so. It takes a lot of time for you to, and forget Python, have a strategic vision to do what you want to do, and nothing stops you. Interesting thought. Now, how the game changes. Globally, there'll be more devices connected to the internet than people. 50 billion devices versus 7.5 billion. Do you see the magic? Vishaka, do you see it? Digital ज़्यादा होने वाला है. आज देखो हम में से कितने मोबाइल एडिक्ट हैं, कितने मोबाइल और कितने टीवी नेटफ्लिक्स एडिक्ट. आई एम अ नेटफ्लिक्स एडिक्ट, आई एम मोबाइल एडिक्ट, माय चिल्ड्रन आर मोबाइल एडिक्ट्स. तो जब डिजिटल इकोनॉमी इतनी बड़ी होने वाली है कि 50 बिलियन डिवाइसेस कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं, तो उससे देखो डेटा कितना प्रोड्यूस होने वाला. The data is the new gold. That says Mukesh Ambani. It also is written in my book, which was published about almost 9 or 10 months ago, last November. Imagine if the data multiplies, you would have to go accordingly. Step 1, you'll have to have servers which stock this data. Step 2, you'll have to have cyber security, angle embedded within it. Security will be a very large sector. 3, you'll have cognitive computing coming in. You'll have edge computing coming in. These are different terms. On-demand computing coming in. You'll have evolved cloud. You'll have versions of cloud. And let me tell you, from you guys as entrepreneurs, cloud is a great way to make money. The only difference, we go again, would we be able to compete people like Amazon and people like Microsoft? Yes or no, both. Only by niche specialization in whatever I do. Either I synergize, I collaborate. The culture is collaboration is the glue that sticks people and organizations together. How do I collaborate? That is a question. AI. So look at this, interesting. 2 out of 3 consumers are already using AI without even knowing. Of course, yes, check your mobile phone. Each one of you have 30 plus apps. And what do you think they work on? It's going to work about $190 billion industry by 2025. So what stays? Do our coders stay? Negative. What stays? Artificial intelligence stays. But okay, how does it change? Well, it gets to be a little deeper. And what is deeper? What is the next level of AI? If my question to you would be, have you, any of you heard of Watson? Anybody knows Watson? So when I say cognitive computing coupled with something like, look at this, your Alexa.
Yes, we know Watson.
Aji?
IBM से artificial intelligence robot.
Absolutely. But ये क्या करता है? What does Watson do? So मैं आपको बताती हूँ Watson.
वो
बताएं. Please. Who is this?
Ma'am, I think there was a network error.
No problem. So Watson क्या करता है?
IBM Watson is generally used in the investment banking industry and used by banks for predicting interest rates and predicting what the traders or analysts are actually predicting. So that is the main use.
I'll make it simple. If my grandmom had cancer, God forbid, would I have it or would I not have it? It'll tell me. Genetically, healthcare, BFSI, retail, finance, think about anything in the world. It has got human intelligence multiplied by infinity and give you an answer. So for lots of questions with, कल एक महीने बाद बारिश होने वाली है क्या? Stock market 20 दिन बाद कैसी रहेगी? All answers. Watson is one-stop shop. When I say one-stop shop, I say deep learning and NLP integrated. So AI is a very, मैं वापस आती हूँ अपने सवाल पे. AI is a very basic term. इसके ऊपर बहुत कुछ रखने वाले हैं हम. पर जैसे जैसे समय बदलेगा अगले 2-3 साल में, you'll have new terminologies, new practices. As I said, the bottom line, you'll ask me, why is she telling us this? I'm telling you this is because the idea is to stay agile and a student for the rest of your life. We don't want to perish. Imagine a company like Intel. My spouse has worked with Intel for 15 odd years. The money they used to make, 100% margins. Rich guys. Now they're struggling. Why? They forgot a simple chip in a cell phone. And now mobile's taken over. So you got to stay agile. You got to stay innovative. If you're not, be ready to perish. Skill build. That is what I say. And this is one of my favorite slides. I'm sure you like it because I see this skydiving guys. But here's what I have to say. Why I like it. It says the digital highway. Yes, we're already there. So as I said, agriculture ho, yes, waste management ho, या मैन्युफैक्चर हो या रिटेल हो या 3D प्रिंटिंग हो, ये हाईवे तो आप इग्नोर कर नहीं सकते अगर आपको एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है. Transition towards virtual experiences, hybrid modeling. I'll say TCS, Infosys, even me as a matter of fact, I'm working with a team from home, working the team with different, one guy is in Bangalore, one guy is in Guwahati, one guy is in Singapore. We are merging. So hybrid experiences, physical and virtual models, hyperlocal channels. I want things delivered in my language. That means अगर कोई French मेरे साथ काम कर रहा है तो उसका language में कैसे मुझे adapt करके deliver करना, which is hyperlocal targeting according to regions. Shared service business models, collaborative tools. Asana, for example. Tell me a collaborative tool. Anybody knows any collaborative tool? Salesforce, 1. Anything else? Zoho, 2. Anything else? Bitrix. So some examples. E-commerce frenzy. You know e-commerce, guys. Amazon, Myntra, blah, blah, blah. Process automation. Completely automated products. But when I say completely automated products, I would say that, hey, my coder might lose his job. No, he does not. But he graduates to new skills. He leaves PHP. He leaves other things. He moves on to R. So that's what I'm saying. Upgrade skill sets. Are you connecting, guys, with this one? May I have an acknowledgement?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Nurturing digital journeys. How do we do that? One, process benchmarking. Very important. Sigma, ISO, nothing doing. Is your company process benchmarks? Is your institution following a process which is digitally enabled? Yes or no? If yes, you're ready. If no, please adapt. Two, identifying entrepreneurial opportunities. We talked about it. I will not repeat it. Profiling your customer. You know your customer? Okay, मुझे तो कंपनी चलानी है. ठीक है भाई, तुम्हारे कस्टमर है कहाँ? अरे वो तो ढूंढना पड़ेगा. So market research. Where are your customers? Who are they? What are they looking at? You know, what is the input and how do you? So okay, what do you want to sell? I want to sell a golf kit. तो ढूंढो फिर golf खेलने वाले कहाँ मिलेंगे? जो golf magazines पढ़ते हैं. One, उनकी communities हैं. Two. So these are some of the examples, how you're profiling your customers. Where do I get them? Use great CRM solutions. Customer is very smart. You'll have to integrate a complete story for them. Marketing se leke, HR se leke, service delivery se. Amazon भी story stitch करता है जब आप product return करते हैं, sales service आती है, then आपको एक call आता है. So basically a story, you're nurturing a journey, you know. Build great data repositories. The biggest thing that is important to your pursuit is having a data repository. If you have a data of customers, you can work wonders through different tools. You may ask me how. Now that's a totally different discussion I can do for 30 minutes. But working with data, you have Pentaho, you have, you name it. There's a lot of tools that we can work when it comes to data modeling, data structuring, data cleansing, data BI, modeling, specifically when I say predictive modeling. Use marketing automation. ये बहुत नया है और शायद नहीं भी, क्योंकि जब मैं आपको बोलूं डेटा, अगर आप में से कितने लोग हैं जो ऑलरेडी जॉब कर चुके हैं? Is there anybody here who's already had a job or doing a job?
Yes, ma'am.
How many of you roughly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, few of you. Great. So for the students, I want to expatiate a bit more कि जब आप किसी कंपनी का हिस्सा बनते हैं तो ये सब चीजें by default आपका CRM solution और data repository सब आपको process में मिलता है. Generally larger companies I've seen. Smaller companies are still adapting, but they're doing well. There are many startups which are very, very agile. बात इतनी सी है कि हम एक कल्चर क्रिएट कर रहे हैं कोलैबोरेशन का. सिंपल. TCS ने सरकार को बोला है कि भाई ये वर्चुअल मॉडल हमारा legitimate karo, let it be a legit model. We want people working from home for the next 18 months or for the rest of their lives, because we believe in virtual working. You understand what that means if virtual working gets to be a legitimate working format? Any answers to this?
Ma'am, even the employee engagement in terms of HR is going to get better with this model.
Absolutely. The best part, collaborative culture. So imagine this. Normally क्या होता है, हम लोग एक traditional entrepreneur scene क्या होता है? You get into an office. Some people I see LinkedIn में डाल रहे हैं मेरा office में. It's going to be obsolete 2-3 years. I'll have a guy reporting to me from Singapore, from France, provided I afford them. That is another segment. But from Vietnam, how do they collaborate? They collaborate on one particular tool. रोज का काम सुबह किया, शाम को किया, set किया एक tool के अंदर, and the tool checks. You don't need to be like, you know, the brick and mortar version, have an office, pay rent to a. You understand where I'm coming from? Here's something very strange but interesting that I'm going to tell you. Ola is a company today, right? But 10 years down the line, I don't see companies. I only see smart contracts. Now this is, you know, don't take it the way I want you to, but having said that, more and more, you know, a company may be replaced, the term might be replaced by smart contract. So you may not have an office, nothing, you just have a smart contract and that is your, and transactions automated way में हो रहा है, और कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको एक proper office चाहिए और उसमें बैठेंगे लोग, या बैंक चाहिए, एक building होगा, ऐसा कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. Your bank is going to be operated on blockchain and it will be put on a smart contract. You might think this woman is crazy, but I'm telling you, I've been reading and I can tell you that the internet is going to be replaced by blockchain in the next 3-4 years. So it's important that all of you know. For those of you who want to know what is blockchain, I'm happy to.
Ma'am, can you please explain can you explain in detail, like what is smart contracts? What precisely you mean when you say the future companies will not be there, there will be smart contracts. So are the companies contracts will be framed?
Correct. So good.
There will be...
So good. So आप देखो ये आपका अपना शुभ नाम बताएं, you know, whoever it is, I'd like you to tell me your name and where's like, and I think there are two people waiting to join the meeting. Just so here's the thing.
I'm Vikas.
Yeah. So Vikas, जब हम घर खरीदने जाते हैं, normally क्या process होता है? हम लोग घर खरीदते हैं और घर का एक कागज पे वो पटवारी लगाता है ठप्पा और आपको पेपर दे देता है, आपके चेक देते हैं, घर का प्रोसेस है, रजिस्ट्री हो गया, होता है ना? ऐसे नहीं है. तो बेसिक आपको मैं बताती हूँ क्या है ब्लॉकचेन. ब्लॉकचेन है कि बहुत सारे ब्लॉक्स फैले हुए हैं डिफरेंट लोकेशन में. वन ब्लॉक इज हियर इन दिल्ली, वन ब्लॉक इज इन बैंगलोर, वन ब्लॉक इज समवेयर इन अ रिमोट. There are 25, 30, 40, thousands of blocks spread out, and until they unite and combine and give an affirmation कि ये घर विकास के नाम पे या अभिषेक के नाम पे हो गया है, तभी जब तक वो की नहीं जुड़ेगी, that is what we say blockchain. Blockchain मतलब एक permanent encryption in your server somewhere across, but this data is not stored as it is. It is a fragmented data, और वो सारा fragmented data की pieces जब तक embed नहीं होते हैं आपस में, तब तक ये blockchain नहीं जुड़ती. और जब मैं बात करूँ स्मार्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की, इट इज बेसिकली कंपनी क्या है, हम MOU उसके रजिस्ट्रार ऑफिस के दफ्तर में जाके एक पेपर का स्टैंप लगाते हैं. आई एम सेइंग ब्लॉकचेन की भाषा में इसको स्मार्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किया जाता है कि अगर दीपा सयाल ने आई विल इंडिया खोला है, तो हिंदुस्तान में कोई भी और दीपा सयाल आई विल इंडिया दोबारा खोल नहीं सकती, ना ही ट्रेड कर सकती है शेयर का, और ना ही वो कहीं लिख सकती है कि मेरे शेयर जो हैं 30% या 40% या 80%, यू कैन नॉट वेरी इट. तो इन because data multiply हो रहे हैं, तो security is also multiplying. I don't know if you guys are connecting with me or not, but blockchain is a subject जिस पे मेरे friends एक एक घंटा बोलते हैं, तो मैंने short में समझाने की आपको कोशिश करी. When we say smart contract, it is an encrypted document that will not be changed for 100, 200, 300 years. Nobody can touch it. And it's basically used in land registries. It's basically used in inventory management, lots of other things. It's used in supply chain, many other already in the West. Even in India, it's picking up. We have implemented a case of land registration in urban development department. So I have a case study if you want to. So call me separately and I'll give you this case study.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
Abhishek. So ma'am, as you were speaking about smart contracts, as soon as you just said the word, the first thing I had in mind was gig economy. When it comes to, the current job scenario, the current how the work is being performed remotely. So is it the case, or I am just overthinking that gig economy has nothing to do with smart contracts in terms of employment?
See, it's going to be subjective how it's going to shape up. But I would not want to call it gig economy. I would call it on-demand economy. That is one. And I would call it secure economy, going forward. So when you say on-demand, I'm saying it has to be very, very, it's going to be structured in a much more secure manner and integrated through virtual touch points. But it can be. So I'll give you a small thing. Have you heard of Upwork? Upwork, anybody?
Yes, ma'am. It is, I think, a freelancing kind of platform where people can post whatever jobs they need, and individuals can sign up. And if they want to do the job, they take up the contract.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Somebody saying something?
No, ma'am. I agree. Saying what Vaishali just said, ma'am.
Yeah,
Upwork is basically that.
Upwork में क्या है? So आपका segmented है. मैं इसको legitimate देखती हूँ अगले 2-4 साल में ऐसी market places को कि भाई कहीं भी हो दुनिया में, मुझे तो पैसा देने से मतलब है ना. मेरा डिजिटल मार्केटिंग कर दो या मेरा कोड कर दो एप्लीकेशन, या मेरा आप कुछ भी पेटेंट मेरा क्रिएट कर दो, मुझे पैसा देना. So that is one, and but everything is going to be chained up in a different manner. That is what I'm betting and I'm placing the emphasis on.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so quickly I'll browse the examples and then talk about entrepreneurs system. I will quickly browse क्योंकि ये काफी मेरे slides slow हैं and I'm just struggling with where to put these boxes as I see on my screen. So yeah, ये रहा आपका आगे का pursuit. Facebook's new analytics product will help retailers and brands analyze. See the opportunity. But ये Facebook क्यों देख रहा है? ये coder क्यों नहीं देख रहा बैंगलोर में मेरा? वो भी तो entrepreneur बन सकता है. Why does it have to come from the giant? So this is an opportunity for you guys to think. If anybody has the bent of technological mind or has a, so I'll give you a small, there's a guy who's chasing me to, I want to do a new website that's a little dynamic and I want to build a community. So the band of boys who's calling me and saying, we're going to do it for you, just give us. And I'm thinking whether to give it to like whether I should experiment with my developers or I should give it to these guys, very agile guys. Amazon has changed the personalization game at scale through digital. This is what artificial intelligence, you know, you buy a book and then they start suggesting you 3 more. Nothing. AI, it's NLP and AI combined. Look at this, IKEA. Give you some examples. You don't have to go to the store. I will not go, there's COVID. So what do I do? What do I do? I just bring the store to me. How does that happen? VR. I will give you a run through on your desktop and then you tell me if you want to buy this dining table or you want to buy this or that. So that's pretty simplified. The way we are going to buy things is going to change, especially in the next 12 months. Facial recognition. I'm very proud to tell you I've created a facial recognition platform myself with a developer in China. We worked on Anaconda, we worked on TensorFlow and stuff. And we created this. And you know, interesting, what happens is जब आप काम करते हो बड़े corporates में collaboration suits पे, तो आपको आता होगा, पता नहीं आप में से किन्होंने देखा है कि हर आधे घंटे बाद एक knock होता है कि भाई get up, it's time for you to have a glass of water. It's time for you to get up and, you know, check through your mood, how's your mood. So facial recognition embed करने जा रहे हैं हम उसी direction में थोड़ा seriously. Airports पे, railway stations पे, detection of threats, detection of terrorists, detection of faces. Imagine your UID is integrated with this into this सरकार का central repository and they identify you कि मैंने दीपा साल को यहाँ देखा था, बॉम्बे एयरपोर्ट पे देखी वो मुझे या रेलवे स्टेशन पे देखी. So this will be a major cyber security में भी और बाकी technology. So facial recognition में भी entrepreneurship का opportunity है अगर करना चाहें हम. क्या करना है हमें? Python master करना है. And I said Anaconda, TensorFlow, 3 platforms हैं जिसपे आप modeling कर सकते हैं. Robotic process automation. I hope this is not too techy, guys. Are you having fun? Is it enjoyable, or should I change my track?
It's fine, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it's fun.
It's fine and it's very insightful. That's what
I love to hear. If you guys enjoying or sleeping in this presentation.
No, ma'am. We are definitely enjoying.
So if you have a look at this robotic process automation, I mean, not in India very soon per se, but in the West, in Italy, Europe, where there's labor is very expensive, you get to see them soon. In fact, I've invested in a robo for my home to clean and sweep my floors. So it's just at the nook of the corner. And when you say robotic process automation, trust me, it's not Sanskrit. Like it's just going to be round across. A robot is going to connect your homes to your Alexa. It's going to play, switch on the lights. It's going to even get into your cell phone if you wanted to, you know, maybe say something like, you know, connect my AC, switch on like Alexa does. So just an app integration and you don't need your buy. I would not be surprised. In India, if that happens or not, I don't know. But in the West, I see that happening in the next 1.5 years for sure. 101%.
As you see the smart homes that is being shown in the Hollywood movies, like the man enters a house and he just speaks in his own language and everything is done.
Correct.
Automatically.
Correct. So you know, this is very funny and this is very off track and उन्ना जी बोलेंगे क्या बोल रही है but अवतार जो आपने picture देखी है वो impossible थोड़ी है वो ऐसा sound कर रहा है जैसे पता नहीं but it's going to be just around the corner with your what is this technology that Facebook का जो headset है उसका आप boys would be knowing, I forget its name, Oculus Go. Have you heard of it? Oculus? So okay, so my spouse is invested, he's wearing it and you can integrate it and you can maybe do your meditation and go virtually. So that's again your VR and AR options coming your side of the coin. Come to this. Ford is bringing its self-driving cars to Austin, Texas. अरे इंडिया में भी आ जाएगा बहुत जल्दी. But road है या नहीं वो प्रधानमंत्री जी को देखना पड़ेगा. But self-driving cars is just across the road. Electric self-driving cars. Imagine this, guys. Let's imagine a world after 10 years. This is how I look at it. I get up in the morning and I go to my wardrobe and I don't need to try a dress on to wear and go to the office. I just simply, check in a glass mirror, which I'll show you in my next slide, which is the 3D mirror. And then I go out of my house. My fridge tells me what is stocked inside, have my breakfast, go out, get into my car, which is self-driven. My highway is solar powered. It's lit up by the solar energy. I have a recharging gas station where there's no fuel filling guy. I will have to charge it with the electricity. This is how it's going to look like. And then I don't know if I drive to an office. I'm not sure. I might just go in a coffee shop. I don't know if it's a virtual reality or like it's a reality in the next couple of years or not. But I might just go into a shop and work from there. You know, I see most of these co-founders. How many have heard of InMobi? Guys, anybody's heard of InMobi? Very famous.
Yes.
It's from Bangalore based, right?
Yes, and yeah, so I can tell you my brother who heads the global function there in Singapore, but here's what I'm going to say. You know, the guys, the owners are so casual. They're in their shorts and it's a flat organization. So check this out, you know, having a flat culture in organizations, abolish the office, go in a coffee shop, think like a dude. I mean, think like the conventional thing is gone and there the ideas are born, you know. So I did the same to write a book. It helped me a lot. But it's going to really change the game. And beautiful thing, I'll come back to it, कि कैसे होगा ये? Targeting your customers was never easy. अगर मुझसे पूछेंगे ना कि भाई मुझे हाँ.
I would like to ask something. Like I have generally thought of like the world will be changing and everything will be automated, running on codes. But ma'am, don't you think that it may lead to the social security? Means everything, whatever security we build around the clouds or around the servers for storing data and something, but these are built by the humans only. Na? Some other human will come that will outright these complete security system, hack into it and come and he's the owner of the world.
So मैं आपको एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात बता दूं. मैं गई थी, बहुत लकी रही हूँ, मैं जीएस समिट पे वॉशिंगटन गई थी और बॉस्टन में मैसाचुसेट्स में मैंने इंजीनियर्स को काम करते देखा. मैं चाहूंगी आप लोग कैमरा ऑन करके मेरे से बात करो यार, मैं ऐसा नहीं तो लगता है मैं अकेले ही बोल रही हूँ. सो मैं वहाँ गई और मैंने इंजीनियर्स को देखा बहुत इनोवेटिव काम करते हुए. यहाँ तक कि इलेक्शन जो हुए उनकी प्रेसिडेंसी के जो लास्ट 2018 की बात कर रही हूँ मैं, वो भी उन्होंने मैप कर रखा है कि किसने कैसे वोट किया और बिहेवियर पैटर्न्स पहले से उनके पास थे. तो जब आप ये जो बात कर रहे हैं कि अगर मैंने आपका सवाल सही समझा कि हम एक तरीके से अपना की जो है टेक्नोलॉजी को दे रहे हैं. Am I correct? Have I answered, followed your question correct?
Yes ma'am. Yes ma'am.
तो आप मुझे एक बात बताओ. मैं इस प्रोफेसर को मिली, दिस गाय वाज फ्रॉम स्टैनफोर्ड एंड ये फेसबुक का तब एक नया एप्लीकेशन बनाया था. हम फेसबुक ऑफिस भी गए थे. वी वेंट टू मेनलो पार्क एंड इन्होंने बोला कि अब ऐसा होने लगेगा कि फेसबुक आपका घर का एड्रेस भी we will be able to access by the details that you provide. Imagine, you know our patterns. हम हंसते हैं, खेलते हैं, दोस्तों से क्या बात करते हैं. Everything you know, यार. Behavior patterns are analyzed, predicted. I don't know if any of you is watching this Netflix fake documentary चल रही, Social Dilemma. Has anybody?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
So, yes, ma'am.
Said what I knew, but they have exactly told. They know when you're off mood, what do you like to buy? How do you think? Huh? Yeah. So my point is, there has to be a balance also. So when Facebook wants your home address, I told this professor, I'll come back to it. I said, are you trying to tell me that हमारा जो UID जो हमारा project है, वही आप synergize कर रहे हो? That means कि आधार कार्ड जैसे हो गया ना Facebook हमारे लिए. And he said, you know what his answer was? I forgotten his name. He said, Deepa, you're the first person to tell me this. कि भाई सरकार को तो हम आधार कार्ड जमा कराते ही हैं, बट फेसबुक भी हमारे लिए आधार कार्ड से कम नहीं है, गूगल भी, बिकॉज वो हमको इतने अच्छे से जानते हैं. सो there's a very thin line. How much do you want to? How much are you willing to compromise to give to them? It is up to you. Don't be surprised if outside your house there's a mobile detox center. I want to invest if that kind of a startup comes. So इतना ज़्यादा टेक्नोलॉजी हमारे अंदर, मतलब इतना सिनर्जाइज कर लिया हम लोगों ने टेक्नोलॉजी को, इतना डिपेंडेंस हो गया. 10 साल के बच्चे से लेके 60-70 साल के बुजुर्ग. My parents are in 70s. They both are on cell phone watching YouTube. They know more than they should know. Are you gelling with what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. For sure.
So that's about it. अभी मैं जल्दी चलती हूँ. मेरे पास बहुत कुछ आपको बताने के लिए. ये मैंने बताया था.
One more thing. I just think that you said about the driving self-drive car running on codes. You just instruct the car and car will take you there.
Correct.
But can this can be also possible that the person who has made the codes of the car hacks into the car and turns the code upside down?
So that is the company's responsibility to ensure security. Of course not. I hope not. But I can tell you that जैसे जैसे machine का usage बनेगा, जैसे जैसे बढ़ेगा, वैसे वैसे hacks भी बढ़ेंगे. You know, hackers are doing very well. How many of you know of bitcoins? You know Bitcoin?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So that's nothing but the same, a parallel gray economy in a very, what is the word? In a very sophisticated manner. So Bitcoins अगर आ गए हैं parallel gray economy में, तो technology में भी hacks आके ही रहेंगे. That is non-avoidable. And we'll have to find a way. And the companies will have to be cyber secure. So these are 3D virtual dressing room. I'll just quickly grow because, hop, because examples ही खत्म नहीं हुए मेरे. और ये रोबोट देखिए, दिस इज ऑपरेटिंग. पॉइंट क्या है मेरा कहने का पॉइंट है कि आप कोई भी सेक्टर चुने अपने इंटरेस्ट के मुताबिक डिजिटली, you will have to pass that road. You'll have to get on that bandwagon. Zara tracks in stores to iBeacons. How many of you know iBeacons? I'll come back to later. iBeacons are nothing, but they are short. It's like an RFID technology, which is, what do I say? That if you go in a store, your phone just beeps and you'll have, hey, this television on your left is 32 inches. It has this color combination, this. So there's nobody to tell you, but this beeps. The mobile syncs with small sensors. It's nothing but iBeacons and was invented by Apple a couple of years ago. Compelling reasons why we need entrepreneurs. 90% of the world's jobs are created by entrepreneurs. अरे भाई, मजा तो तब है ना जो टाइड के अगेंस्ट चलो. टाइड के साथ तो पूरी दुनिया चलती है. What did our parents do? My dad is a Fauji. 35 years in the forge, did the same what Sarkar asked him. Where is the thought? As you know, me, I have a responsibility to give the world something new. So हमारा economy किस पे चलता? Entrepreneurs पे. Source of new products and innovation. In the third world countries, the entrepreneurs keep the sagging economies alive. You guys contribute to the GDP. The entrepreneurs are the soul. तभी तो मोदी जी MSMEs के लिए इतना पैकेज दे रहे. क्यों दे रहे? उनको मालूम है कि जो रीढ़ की हड्डी है देश की, वो तो MSMEs है ना. Not just startups, but these small companies जो हजारों लाखों की तादाद में फैली हैं. These are the ones who make us breathe. और हमारी GDP को ये लोग चलाते हैं. Like that is the deal. Okay.
सही बात कही है, क्योंकि if we see the top corporates, how many people are employed? Looking to the overall employment scenario.
Correct.
And how many people these small, medium enterprises are employing.
Correct.
The ratio is such a huge that though top 100 companies are having a huge turnover, but entire backbone is the MSME sector.
Absolutely, sir. और एक चीज मैं आपको बड़े मजे की बताती हूँ जो मैंने पाया. मैंने काफी अच्छे साल बिता दिए ये करते, और कभी कभी लगता था जब मीटिंग करने जाओ तो चेयर के उस तरफ कोई ऐसा बैठा है जो बहुत अच्छे रैंक पे है और हम अभी भी लाइक बिजनेस मांग रहे हैं, ढूंढ रहे हैं. तो अभी क्या हुआ है कि आफ्टर 20 years these guys have followed our footsteps. They're starting now. I started in 2008. So क्यों ना पहले ही एंटरप्रेन्योर बन जाओ. अगर 12-15 साल करने के बाद यही करना है, so better है अभी से ही शुरू करो. This is sooner the better, है ना? So
sooner the better, and the decision one has to take. That decision and moment never comes in the life.
Absolutely.
They have to find, and
Plan.
they have to get themselves ready with this.
Correct.
Life is going to be like this, and if you want to accept, then that's
absolutely, sir.
Journey.
And to all the girls and boys who are listening, my future entrepreneurs, I'm a believer of one thing very firmly. It is better to burn out than to fade away. Don't fade, burn it. And this is the time, to get up and take charge. So, बहुत लंबा है, but मैं छोटा रखूंगी. मेरा टाइम भी जा रहा है. काफी लंबा डिस्कशन किया, बट जहां आपको लगे इति श्री लगाना है वहां मैं विराम लगा दूंगी. तो सर मुझे जरूर बताएगा कि मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन तो अच्छी है, पर मैं स्लाइड्स जो है I'll take the most interesting ones, 1 or 2, and then आप ये इकोसिस्टम देखिएगा. 9300 tech startups, 15% growth. India continues to be third largest tech startup ecosystem. 27 tech unicorns है हमारे. 18% share of all these startup leveraging deep tech. अब ये क्या है? ये पढ़िए. What is deep technology? Those of you who know, wonderful. Those of you who don't, never mind, no problem. Bangalore ranks among top 3 cities globally for tech startup ecosystem. अब ये देखिए, 1300 स्टार्टअप्स 2019 में ऐड हुए, 43% शेयर ऑफ B2B स्टार्टअप. एक आइडिया है, विशाखा का आइडिया पकड़ते, क्योंकि सवाल अच्छा पूछा था उन्होंने. किसानों के लिए एक B2B स्टार्टअप शुरू करिए. सबसे पहला क्या, कैसे खेत में फसल अच्छी उगाएं, दूसरा खाद कौन सी डालें, तीसरा उनको कनेक्ट करें किसके साथ, कॉर्पोरेट्स के साथ. देखिए मैंने आपको आइडिया दिया अभी, $1 million, राइट. सो ये भी B2B स्टार्टअप का एक आइडिया है. 20+ वर्टिकल्स विद एक्टिव स्टार्टअप्स, 21% स्टार्टअप्स फोकस ऑन ग्लोबल मार्केट्स. स्केल, ये बाद की बात है, पहले अपॉर्चुनिटी इंडिया में टेस्ट करेंगे, फिर स्केल करेंगे. 2000+ स्टार्टअप्स फंडेड इन आज भी मेरे इनबॉक्स में कोई लिंक्डइन में किसी ने डाला है कि आप इन्वेस्ट करना चाहेंगे मैम, तो बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटी है. और 7 यूनिकॉर्न्स. अब ये आप पूछेंगे भाई ये यूनिकॉर्न क्या बला है, तो मैं आपको बताती हूँ. $1 billion से ऊपर. सो देखेंगे स्विगी, ओयो, बाइजूस, पेटीएम, जोमैटो, उड़ान, मैंने सुना भी नहीं था. जस्ट कम. अभी इनको ज्यादा टाइम नहीं हुआ, 2016 में है, पता नहीं कितने में 2016 में आया. फाइन लैब्स, पॉलिसी बाजार, ग्रे ऑरेंज, इन लोगों को सबसे ज्यादा, एंड क्योरफिट विच इज अ हेल्थ स्टार्टअप, सबसे ज्यादा फंडिंग मिली है यार. These people are just like us यार. अब ये देखिए, ये एंटरप्रेन्योर्स जिन्होंने फंडिंग करी है. सर मुझे उन्नत सर, प्रिया मैम बताएगा कहाँ पे मुझे रोकना है, मैं वहीं रोक दूंगी जहां आपको लगे कि अब वाइंड अप करना है ना. तो डिस्कशन में टाइम चला गया, बट आई थिंक टाइम
we can continue, we have time. We can.
So अब देखिए, अनुपम मित्तल, बिनी बंसल, कुणाल शाह, ये सब क्या कर रहे हैं, इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. और जब मुकेश अंबानी साहब देख रहे हैं कि जो ये जो छोटे छोटे प्लेयर्स हैं ये सब ये कर रहे हैं, तो मैं क्यों पीछे रहूं. तो एक स्टार्टअप जो बहुत अच्छा आइडिया के साथ है और 3-4 अच्छे पार्टनर्स है जो पैशनेट है काम करने में, भाई पैसा तो अपने आप पीछे आएगा. आप ब्रांड बनाइए और काम करिए बस. Once you know you've created something wonderful, people will run after you to invest the money. So you don't need to worry about that part. It's the brand and the product that matters, and the excellence it exhibits. So look at some of the guys, like entrepreneurs, investors, startups. These guys have done their share. Even I want to get into investing, and I do fund angel. I'm an angel investor. Love to fund startup ideas. If you have a powerful one, I'm game. So why be an entrepreneur? क्यों बनना है भाई? दीपा सयाल, इतना लंबा तुम बता रहे हो हमें, ये बताओ बनो क्यों एंटरप्रेन्योर. पहला, आप अपना रूल बनाइए, किसी के लिए काम नहीं करना पड़ेगा 9 से 5. You are your own boss. Doing work you enjoy. Love what you do what you love. Create greater wealth. Money follows, as I said, if your brand works and your idea works. Helping your community. Very quickly, this is a good slide. Government policies for startups. SID भी है, नीति आयोग है, और बहुत अच्छे अच्छे नाम भी हैं. आप देखें अटल जी का अटल इनोवेशन मिशन, आप सर जानते होंगे ना सर, मुझसे तो कहीं ज्यादा, बट अटल टिंकरिंग लैब्स, अटल इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर्स, some other companies. Niti Aayog is funding women startups for all those women who want to. I was listening to an interview of Amitabh Kant last night. So he said that WEP is there, and then they have started an accelerator program just now if you want to apply for it, if you have an idea. These are some other tax exemption schemes है, but मुद्दे की बात यह है कि शुरू करना है तो सीड फंड से शुरू करिए, या अपने सेविंग से, या क्राउड फंडिंग से. आपके सवाल इस दिशा में है, मुझसे पूछिए. स्टेप ए जब हो जाता है, फिर स्टेप बी, और वो कैसे करना है वो, दिस इज अनदर बॉल गेम, another webinar on how to raise funding. We did it for women about 20-25 days. So कोविड से क्या हुआ है प्रॉब्लम हुआ है कोविड से, बट लोगों ने अपना बिजनेस मॉडल चेंज कर लिया. 90% फेसिंग अ डिक्लाइन इन रेवेन्यूज. 9300 स्टार्टअप्स थे पिछले साल. अब देखिए उनके साथ क्या हुआ होगा. 30-40% have temporarily halted their operations. 70% tech startups have run away less than 3 months. तो कोई बात नहीं भाई, ऐसे भी लोग हैं जिन्होंने अपना डायरेक्शन बदल लिया. लॉसेस हुए हैं, but they have come to new things, new terms. So new business, जैसे मैंने आपको अभी एग्जांपल दिया था मेडिगुरु का, एक पीछे मैंने आपको दिया था few slides में, ई-कॉमर्स स्टार्टअप का 3 महीने पहले उन्होंने शुरू किया. They're doing exceedingly well. So agility, adaptability, this is very important. Rejig, reinvent, that is an entrepreneur. The future skills, let's look at quickly. भाई employability job, जिनको job करनी है कि भाई हमें तो entrepreneur नहीं बनना, 4-5 साल नौकरी करेंगे फिर देखेंगे. तो ये देखिए हम किधर जा रहे हैं. Look at this. Launch of smart connected products, new work arrangements, creation of highly optimized supply chains, business innovation, increasing shrinking overseas job market for Indian workforce. तो पहली बात तो हिंदुस्तान में करेंगे और दूसरा इन सब चीजों को मतलब मद्देनजर रख के सोच के कि मेरे पोटेंशियल और इनोवेशन को क्या सेट बैठता है. व्हाट इज दैट आई लाइक टू डू. आई गिव यू माय एग्जांपल. आई एम डूइंग समथिंग फॉर वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स एंड आई एम लविंग इट and I don't work a single day in my life for the last 6 months. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. My point is I am incubating these women. There are about 10 or 15 of them who I consult every day कि आगे क्या करें या कैसे फंड करें. So ये काफी लंबा है तो मैं इसको are you there children or you're like I don't see any voice suddenly. I hope it's not heavy.
And we are here, ma'am.
I'm here listening.
तो देखिए डेटा एनालिटिक्स, इंटरनेट थिंग्स, एआई, एआर, ब्लॉकचेन. अभी एक इंटरेस्टिंग एग्जांपल बताती हूँ. मैं गई थी, मेरा लास्ट पिच था इस हॉस्पिटल को. कौन सा हॉस्पिटल था नाम भूल गया. इट्स अ बिग हॉस्पिटल, मैक्स हेल्थ केयर का जो सीईओ था. उन्होंने हमें बोला कि भाई देखो तुम हमें बना के दो एक एप्लीकेशन. अगर तुमने काम किया है कि भाई किसी को डायबिटीज हो तो उसको कैसे प्रिस्क्रिप्शन करेंगे. वी वांट एनालिटिक्स बेस्ड प्रिस्क्रिप्शन बेस्ड ऑन एआई. वी डिड इट. I worked with a set of developers कि अगर किसी को डायबिटीज होने की संभावना, अगर तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स को है तो क्या तुम्हें भी चांसेस है. नंबर 1 तो पहला है या नहीं है और दूसरा चांसेस कितने हैं. Just like Alzheimer's. So we created a model. Nothing. We worked with a few coders. We gave them a model. So this is nothing but health tech. You know, exactly like fintech. Policy bazaar क्या है? Policy bazaar क्या है? Fintech. क्या पॉलिसीज अपनी कंपेयर कर लीजिए 1 मिनट के अंदर. Right, guys? Yes. I give you an example on health tech, fintech. We discuss agriculture. Now take a look at this enterprise software landscape. अब आप देखें डेटा एनालिटिक्स में ये सारे सॉफ्टवेयर हैं. जब आपको फुर्सत हो और जिस दिन आप वीकेंड पे फ्री हो ये खोल के आप आइडियाज देख सकते हैं कि वेस्ट क्या कर रहा है. यू कैन एम्यूलेट दीज. डेवलपमेंट प्लेटफॉर्म्स, आप पूछेंगे क्या है. ऑटोमेटेड प्लेटफॉर्म्स, रेडी डेवलपर्स. Anybody's heard of Tableau?
Yes, ma'am, we use it.
Yeah, so see, it's a very easy. So I'm not like, I haven't really used it per se, but I know a lot of people who use it, and I tried using it, but I kind of lost interest. But see now, plug and play, you know, pull, drop, easy, very nice, no? So yeah. Automated, you know, automated. So I remember chucking a job because I didn't know pivots. Honest confession. So I was in a very senior position and I couldn't cope. 6-7 months किया, लेकिन मुझे pivot नहीं आया यार. तभी Tableau होता तो कितना अच्छा होता ना. Penta हो, Tableau, उस वक्त नहीं था ये सब. Sales and marketing solutions. These are some of the starters. Productivity applications, some of the starters. Customer service. आप इनको पढ़ सकते हैं. What are their ideas? और वो emulate करना है आपको बस. अब ये देखिए मेरे LinkedIn पे भी मैंने slide डाला था. This is one of my favorite slides. कि अगर मैं digital automation suite एक stitch करना चाह रही हूँ कंपनी के लिए, तो ये जो आपको मेरी screen पे जो 15-16 players दिख रहे हैं, you just have to integrate them and you are done. But the beauty is they're all numero uno in their segment. What if you created one? Think about it, guys. I leave you with this thought. So that's it. We are going long and long, but 40% healthcare is this is a big opportunity. Healthcare, health tech. If anybody, I know one of my friends has invented a blood pressure checking machine. It takes your pulse and like supposing you're in a village, they'll find out your BP and they'll give you an entire prescription virtually. So those are the days. Even in health tech, you'll have VR and AR coming in a very, very big way. So as a summarize, questions to ask. How should I be using digital media and scale the business in these contingent times? Okay. Identifying the personas. Business तो खोल लिया, company register कर ली, idea भी है, सब है, पर customer नहीं मालूम कहाँ से आएगा, वो जरूरी है ना? Percolating your customers based on their geographical presence. Identifying people who show interest in my product. Creating web content collaterals and predicting customer buying behaviors. So ये है, और अगले कुछ आने वाले सालों में, according to a study by BBC, up to 15 million jobs may be automated. तो ऐसे में क्या होने वाला है? आपको क्या लगता है कि अगर jobs automate हो गए तो लोगों की नौकरी चले जाएगी? What is your thought? Any answers?
No, ma'am, new jobs will be created.
And these jobs will be?
Ma'am, new jobs will be created.
Only, ma'am, new skill requirements. There will be new skill set requirements.
कौन
People
बोले?
need to upgrade to the current scenario of the changing world.
बिल्कुल आप लोग मतलब जागे हुए हैं. मैं चेक कर रही थी. I was checking whether you were awake or you were sleeping. You know, so right. So what will happen is you'll have to brace up your skill set and consistent learn. My learning to you bachas today is सीखना कभी नहीं छोड़ना. Even if you're 70, learn. Be constantly curious. Develop your people skills. Have a growth mindset. Positivity, never negativity. और ये तो बस आगे मैं भाषण जितना मर्जी आपको देते रहूं, पर मुझे लगता है आज का मेरा जो था ये मैं इसके साथ कंक्लूड करूंगी आखिरी 4 स्लाइड्स के साथ. द पाथ इजंट लीनियर, देयर विल बी बम्प्स, बी रेडी. एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है आसान नहीं है, बट मजा बहुत है, पैशन है, गूज बम्प्स है. दैट्स द फन, दैट इज वेयर द फन बिगिंस. सेकंड, फाइंड अ मेंटोर. सर है ना, उन्नत सर है, आपको कोई ढूंढने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. But find a mentor. Even I always, there have been people who supported me. I call them my mentors. Without mentors, you feel lost. They're like corporate gurus. Should find. And the best part, that's what I love. Have fun and enjoy the adventure while it lasts. Begin researching interests that might be passions. And what else? I cannot see the slide, but set a daily appointment with yourself. Never be scared of being alone. Love it. Because in being yourself, is the real story. And 8 steps to become more resilient. Accept change, become a continuous learner, take charge, find your sense of purpose. Why are you born? What is my purpose on the Mother Earth? Of course, personally, yes, but professionally, what contribution can I make to others' lives? So social entrepreneurs, like I Will India, I think if I have learned, I should make a difference to 100 more women. That is my purpose of life. Pay attention to self-identity, cultivate relationship, reflect, skill shift. And with that, guys, these is my social handles. Feel free to write a feedback. I'll be happy. Nidhi, are you listening? Are you a part of this webinar?
Absolutely, ma'am. I am.
So Nidhi, guys, if you liked it, please pour in a feedback. And I love that feedback. And you can also follow my handles or drop me a text if you have any questions. Any questions, I'm open. I'm sitting here.
Ma'am, I have a question. Ma'am, you had explained that the power of business intelligence as well as analytics is now artificial intelligence is now used from automobiles to healthcare. Ma'am, I would like you to help me, or rather explore or help me to understand that how the power of business intelligence or analytics or artificial intelligence can be leveraged to make things simpler in the Indian legal ecosystem, or is there any startup already working in the Indian legal ecosystem space to make things simpler for the lawyers as well as clients? I would love to hear if any startup is already working in that space, because you have covered almost all the field, but legal field, I think you somehow missed it.
There are startups, and they are offering
leveraging the power of analytics or business intelligence.
Okay, guys, take a look at this on my screen. This is done by us. It is curated by my spouse. It's not my product, it's his product. छोटा सा example दे रही हूँ. कम से कम 1 लाख lawyers इस platform पे रहे हैं. So ये है, और एक और legal platform बड़ा famous है जो मेरे दिमाग में नहीं आ रहा है अभी. तो उसमें क्या है? 3 तरीके हैं. What's your good name, please? ये बताएं. What's your good name? The person who asked this question?
Ma'am, Vikas.
Okay, Vikas, sorry मैं आवाज नहीं पहचान पाती और इसलिए मैं आपसे पूछती हूँ, अपना नाम बोल के सवाल पूछे. So देखो, बड़ा सिंपल है जब हम कुछ क्रिएट करते हैं. कोई भी स्टार्टअप अपना एक पहले प्लेटफॉर्म खोलता है, जैसे ये lawvidic.com है, ठीक है. एक बारी इसमें ऑनबोर्डिंग हो गई कस्टमर्स की, लेट्स से 1 लाख लोग हमने ऑनबोर्ड कर लिए इसके अंदर. अब नीचे देखो, प्रॉपर्टी है, सिविल है, क्रिमिनल है, मुस्लिम लॉ, मोटर एक्सीडेंट. जब डेटा आना शुरू होता है तो डेटा को हम इंटीग्रेट करते हैं एनालिटिक्स के साथ, और उसमें स्टेप ए यानी केजी क्लास, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड, केजी में जो बच्चा है एनालिटिक्स का, मतलब मैं बोल रही हूँ कि एंटरप्रेन्योर जर्नी में वो गूगल एनालिटिक्स के साथ कंबाइन करता है टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वेब पे मेरा क्या ट्रैफिक है, कितने लोग किस पेज पे आ रहे हैं और किस तरीके की क्वेरी आ रही है. जब आप गूगल छोड़े, गूगल के अलावा इतने सारे
Google only does for websites, like it will tell you the matrices of a website, and how many visitors, location, time spent on the website. All these matrices help to reach to a wider audience. But my question is that what unique product is created so that the client as well as the lawyer make things simpler, because we all know that how Indian law, how complex or how tedious laws are, and almost
Yes.
everybody is scared right now.
आप मुझे बोलने देंगे, पूरा करूंगी मैं तो मैं आपका जवाब दूंगी, ऐसे नहीं. देखो मैं 150 एनालिटिक टूल्स के साथ काम करती हूँ. मैंने आपको ये बोला कि इंडियन लॉयर्स के लिए कोई भी प्लेटफॉर्म है, कोई भी निकाले, अभी दे दीजिए खोल के. आपको सिर्फ उसको एक एप्लीकेशन टूल के साथ एम्बेड करना है. वो सेल्सफोर्स हो सकता है, वो असाना हो सकता है, वो रिबेल हो सकता है, वो हूटसूट हो सकता है. करीबन 150 टूल्स हैं. आपको अलग अलग डायरेक्शन से फोटो लेनी है कि भाई एनालिटिक्स है, कितने लॉयर्स ने रजिस्टर किया, क्या फीस था, क्या क्या रिटेनरशिप लिया, क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंटेशन हुआ, कब डिलीवर हुआ ऑर्डर, सब कुछ आपको वन स्टॉप शॉप में मिलेगा. पर खोज करनी है. बिफोर आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन, मेरा विनम्र आपको निवेदन है कि इस दिशा में खोज करें. आपको हजारों टूल्स मिलेंगे, बट एक इंग्लिश टर्म है API, which is called Application Programming Interface. You just need to link it with your product. Whatever product you have, you will get insights quickly. And दूसरी चीज, अगर आप मुझसे प्रोसेस डॉक्यूमेंटेशन एनालिटिक्स की बात कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए अगर आपके दिमाग में कोई आइडिया है कि भाई प्रोसेस को डॉक्यूमेंट करना है और उस पे एनालिटिक्स मुझे लगाना है, तो आप एक प्रोडक्ट बना सकते हैं. यू कैन गेट इनटू अ डेवलप, अपवर्क पे मिल जाएगा आपको डेवलपर. स्टार्ट टुडे, start and embed an idea, create a POC, which is proof of concept, and begin. Think of an idea which is unique. Are you with me, Vikas?
Yes, ma'am, I am with you. Ma'am, thank you so much for the insight, ma'am. It was really helpful. I would certainly look it up and see what space it offers.
You just have to link it with a tool like Salesforce. आपको सब कुछ एक डैशबोर्ड, एक छोटा सा फीस लेता है Salesforce SMB से. हर महीने छोटा सा फीस, starts with $30, goes up to $100. For enterprises, it goes up to X amount, which can be based on independent negotiations. But you can get everything. आपके customers कौन है, complaints क्या आई थी, क्या रेज किया टिकट्स, जो भी आप जानना चाहो, किसी भी लेवल तक ऐसे टूल्स.
हाँ यार, क्रिकेट कहना है बॉल बैट.
Hello. Ma'am, Rhea this side. I have a question.
Yeah, Rhea.
Ma'am, am I audible?
You are, please.
Ma'am, I read somewhere like Google has monopoly, right? So what they are doing, even those browsers or website whose AI are better, they are diverting. They are not letting them grow because they just have monopoly. How do you see it in Indian market? Because we see there is a strong what I say, Congress or something that's working out the EU or take it in USA also. So how do you see startups will sustain in this field, in the monopoly market? Because ma'am, yes, it's done.
देखो मैं आपको बड़ा सिंपल, सुंदर पिचाई जैसे दिमाग और सत्या नडेला जैसे दिमाग जाके यूएस चले जाते हैं अपॉर्चुनिटीज के लिए. ये अच्छी भी बात है. They lead us. This is like so proud moment for all of us. पर आपको नहीं लगता कि अगर वो हिंदुस्तान का प्रोडक्ट है तो क्यों ना हिंदुस्तान का एक आदमी हिंदुस्तान का गूगल जैसा एक प्रोडक्ट लीड करे? क्योंकि गूगल को भी तो पिचाई जैसे लोग बना रहे हैं. तो अभी क्या होने वाला है, चेंज आने वाला है. यूएस की इकोनॉमी आप स्ट्रगल करते देखेंगे. दिस इज माय प्रेडिक्शन एज एन एनालिस्ट. They will be struggling and more people will choose to settle at home.
Yes, agreed.
I think a blessing in disguise. I should not say so many people have lost their lives in COVID, but they will actualize decisions to stay home. Problem एक आती है, और मैं बिना डर के ये इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे बोल रही हूँ कि थोड़ा सा जो हमारा एंटरप्रेन्योर सर्वाइवल सिस्टम में चैलेंज आता है वो हटना चाहिए. सिंगल विंडो सिस्टम फॉर एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, सो वो सब एक बार स्मूथ कर दिया मोदी जी ने तो मुश्किल नहीं होगा. It'll be all nice. People will love to work here. We just have to get rid of the red tape. And, so what I'm saying is when you say monopoly only happens with a great product. And who builds a great product? Somebody builds it now. Why can't Indians build it? We are the largest software, workforce in the world. Nobody can beat us. Yeah. So people like you should realize that the answer to the question you just asked me lies here, to being in India and erupting a startup and working diligently. Of course, you cannot compete Google, but मैं आपको एक छोटी सी बात बता, सुंदर पिचाई क्यों है? सोचा आपने, इतना सिंपल सा दिखने वाला लड़का जो सूटकेस उठाता था अपने सीनियर्स के स्टेशन पे, वो कैसे 2000 करोड़ का मालिक बन गया तनख्वाह में? जानते हैं क्यों? गूगल का ब्राउजर नहीं था.
Yeah, he developed Chrome.
He developed Chrome और बचा लिया उसने 300 मिलियन कस्टमर. भाई हिंदुस्तानी दिमाग है हमारा साउथ इंडिया का जिसने गूगल को बचाया. इसीलिए he is the key guy Google. Why can't we have our Kharagpur guys, IIT guys start something which is amazing? And I see that happening. This very promising landscape for entrepreneurs. Sir भी थक गए सर. सवाल खत्म होने वाले.
Not at all. I am with you because you are making my life easy.
But I'm very happy, guys. Very enterprising. I love
a long discussion.
I'm also feeling rejuvenated because most of the time, कई बार ऐसा होता है कोई सवाल ही नहीं आता, मैं खुद से बात करके ऑफ हो जाती हूँ. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, ma'am. I got my answer.
You saying something? Thank you.
Students in our school are very live.
Yes, vivacious.
They are getting involved into all the discussion. That's a positive part of this.
I love it. I hope आपने मेरा session enjoy किया. I hope I didn't let you sleep. काफी लंबा है.
I am with you. Yes.
We loved your session.
Oh, thank you. That makes my day, buddy. Write a line, na Nidhi ko please. Nidhi, you'll collect any feedback, and I'm happy if you give me a cynical feedback. Trust me. If you think you didn't like something, pour in, yeah, no problem.
Oh, ma'am, it was really lovely. You can see from the fact that all of us are still here.
I'm so happy. Yeah, it's not like that. Sometimes in the classroom, we also used to go to sleep. But when I'm on the stage, I make sure that I connect with guys. Like, it's a very lively session. But virtual में ऐसे ही चल रहा है यार, पिछले 6 महीने से. But never mind. Any more questions? Or I'm happy to close for today. More than happy to answer.
Ma'am, if we can have another session from you some other day regarding public speaking, that would be really.
Oh, how sweet. Do you think I speak well? What do you think, guys? Do I speak well?
We have so many things to learn from Deepa ji.
No, sir.
And we are already in discussion with Deepa ji about planning a one full day session, the Ideathon, which we discussed today morning. Deepa ji is going to help us crystallizing all your idea and making the litmus test whether it will sustain into the entrepreneurship journey or not. This is purely an academic exercise, but yes, we are going to do this because I personally believe, Deepa ji, that entrepreneurship and innovation is not the topic which you can teach in a presentation or you can explain the theory.
Bilkul, sir.
This is something where you have to keep your hands into the mud and then you need to identify the key for the success.
Absolutely, sir. And we see a very lively background at your back. I mean, it's a beautiful wall with the beautiful...
that's the power of... it was completely white.
I have to see where you got
After hearing you, it became a very colorful. That is something, the power of virtual background.
Appreciate a lot.
This is going to help our student in bringing their thought crystallize into the future building for themselves, the entrepreneurship journey.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure is mine. So everybody, जिनके नाम मुझे अभिषेक, विशाखा, सबसे पहले उन्नत सर, उसके बाद सारे बच्चे, प्रिया मैम, रिया, जितने भी लोग, विकास जी, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Unnat sir.
Yeah,
Thank you
Now,
so much.
over to Priyaji. Yes.
Yes, so though students and sir has already thanked you, and we already have a very interactive session with you, and to learn a lot. And in fact, being an IT faculty, you also made my job very easy to tell, and also basically to tell like how digital, how the India is going to, how the future is going to be a digital entrepreneur, work on the digital strategy, and how India entrepreneurship is going to become a digital entrepreneurship. So maybe the students will be keen enough to now to join more and more IT sessions also. And thank you so much to give lots and lots of insights on so much of digital technologies. Talking about the digital disruption, talking about the future skills, the future path, and most important that you talked about the passion in entrepreneurship, and that is what very important nowadays. And once again, on I would request if Dean sir wants to say something, or otherwise I will give a formal vote of thanks to her.
Just one thing which I have learned from today's session, that and which is important for all the students. I'm sure you might have observed with the given example. In each of this example, the people have started from zero, and they have most importantly developed their fighting spirit. No matter you have a technical understanding, you can gain the understanding, you can gain finance, you can gain the strategy, you can gain the support from marketing and everything. But one thing is important, which nobody will teach you, is the fighting spirit which you have to develop. And this is something with today's session, Deepa ji has taught everyone to develop this kind of a momentum in our career. And one important thing which she has told, and again I would like to repeat in her words, that there is no age. Early and sooner is the better. If you want to become an entrepreneur at a later stage in your career, then why late? Why not now? And it is certainly not necessary that you should be taking entrepreneurship and innovation as your major or minor vertical. Any vertical which you are selecting is something where you need to find yourself comfortable with, and you need to identify the area where you want to pursue your career or entrepreneurship journey. That is something which is the key from this session for all of you. And of course, so many things got discussed, so nothing more to repeat on this. Once again, Deepa ji, it was really an interactive and live session with you, and we are really feeling honored to have such an iconic woman entrepreneur and innovation thought leader of our country with us. So this is a well beginning. Today only we have started the innovation and entrepreneurship classes with the student, and this is again going to add a catalyzing energy for all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you everybody. Lovely meeting you. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Unnat Pandit sir and Ms. Deepa Sayal, and all the participants to join here. And on behalf of ABVSME, I once again thank you to you, and looking for more future endeavors with you. And we'll connect you many times in this semester too. And we'll also like you to connect with the students and give your insights time to them. Thank you so much once.
So, and thank you for leaving my LinkedIn address. Anybody wants to connect, more than happy.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Namaste.